Hey beauties, it's Riri. If you're new here, I'm an over 40 lover of all things beauty and I love showcasing indie brands here on my channel. Speaking of indie brands, today it is a Throwback Thursday with my all-time favorite indie brand, Rouge Labs. Alright beauties, before we dive in, please don't forget to subscribe down below and give the video a thumbs up if you do enjoy. We are diving right in. I'm going to scooch over. I will pop up what is on my pretty little face right now for you guys. And we're going to dive in with my all-time favorite Rouge Labs palette, the Howlin for You palette. I absolutely love Rouge Labs. She is a woman-owned indie brand, and I've been with her since the very beginning. You can use code RIRI10 for 10% off of all your purchases there. That is not affiliated or anything like that. I do not earn commissions. That is for you guys. I love her theming. I love her packaging. I love the names and everything that she chooses. There's a nice big mirror in here, and these pans are massive. As you can see, this has been used and abused. I have several looks up over on my social media platforms using this particular palette, and today, when I tell you this is going to be the easiest look you'll ever do, other than doing a one and done shadow, this is going to be the easiest look you're ever going to do. She also has a ton of brand new products. I will pop a couple pictures right here. I'm currently on a no buy, especially because we may be moving. I know y'all, don't cuss me out. Don't cuss me out. I know we've moved a lot in the last 3 years. Have I wanted to move? No, I digress. We're moving on. Anyways, I'm prepped. I'm ready to go. I have my P. Louise base 02 Rumor on. We're going to need a total of 3 brushes today. A fluffy brush, a smaller, like, pinched fluffy brush, if you will, and then a detail or inner corner brush. I'm literally going to go in with the shade Menace, and I'm going to put that into the crease using my fluffy brush, and less is more here. You're going to get a little bit of kick up in this palette, and it is quite intense and quite richly pigmented, so less is more, unless you're actually aiming for, you know, crazy pigment. But I absolutely love Rouge Labs. She is currently kind of taking a social media sabbatical, if you will, but she's still creating new product. I think that her little eye bases, even though I'm on a no buy, I think I might get the green one and maybe like the nudie, like skin tone shade one for myself. Solely because I use a ton of green. You guys know that is my all-time favorite, hence me loving this color story here. I love greens, and then I love beautiful warm tones, and then brown eyes and purple eyeshadow. Come closer. They're a match made in makeup heaven, okay? Anyways, I think I'm going to get those 2 bases because I use a ton of green shadow, and I think having a green base would be super, super cool for me. So I think I'm going to do that, and then maybe get a couple of her sponges just to kind of put back and use for giveaways. But I'm super excited. I'm also excited to see what the future holds for her. I love this palette. It's so dang beautiful. She launched this around Halloween time, the year that she did launch it, and I was obsessed with it. I'm still obsessed with it. This is a palette that, I mean, unless it literally just, you know, goes bad and it expires, I'm not getting rid of this palette. And I'm getting ready to do another massive makeup declutter if we find out that we are going to move. I will give you guys deets and stuff like that as we approach that time. We should know something kind of soon. But basically, we may have the opportunity to kind of live off-grid, so to speak, and live a little bit more scaled down, which if you've been here for a while, you know that that's something that I want to do, especially with us being empty nesters. And I don't know if it's just me getting older or me, I don't know. Maybe you guys can chime in. But I am wanting to live a less is more lifestyle, if you will. I just want quiet. I just want peace. I want to be kind of left alone in regard to, I don't want the hustle and bustle and stuff like that anymore. It's just not, it's not for me. Pinch brush, straight back into that purple. That is the shade Menace. Again, I'm being very cautious to not pick up too much. There's a little bit of kickback. And I'm going to brush that across the entire lower lash line. But I'm hoping that we can move. First and foremost, like I said, I just want to downsize. We did downsize last year into this current house. We rent. We've been renting for forever, basically. But we downsized and went from a 2,400 square foot home to this one being 1,100 square foot. And we're wanting to downsize even more. So that ultimately means, and of course this is all up in the air, I'll update you guys in the next couple of weeks or so, but we would be downsizing so much that I would not even have a beauty or makeup space anymore. So, you know, I would still be filming. It's just going to be the more scaled down version of me. I think, you know, most of you kind of know where I've been kind of aiming for with my channel. You know, less is more, you know, only buying and keeping and using what I know that I love and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I have a little bit of reservations. If you are on my Facebook, then you know I already kind of posted about it and asked, you know, people's opinions. Boy, did y'all have some thoughts. But we will be living in a camper or an RV for most likely a year to 2 years, and then we would maybe kind of figure things out from there. So that's kind of where I'll leave it at. If you have experience, empty brush. If you have experience living in a camper or RV, keep in mind it's just Brett and I now, and then we have one small dog. But, you know, if you have experience or you have tips, things like that, storage ideas, I would definitely like to know. And of course, I will update you guys as we, you know, kind of know everything. I'm literally taking this and I'm blending out the edges. I want it to be nice and diffused and not super harsh around the edges, but I still want it to be pretty intense around here. Now, literally from here, I'm going into the shade Illusion, which is a beautiful kind of more periwinkle blue, but it has a lot of silver in it. It is absolutely stunning. I love this color so, so much. I'm literally gonna take this on my finger. If you have long nails and you need to use a smaller detail brush, that's totally fine as well. And I'm putting it almost all the way across. I do want to leave a little bit of the darker shade for the outer corner, and I may go back in and intensify that. Beautiful, super rich in pigment. These last all day on the lids. I'm obsessed, and I love that I get to do the Throwback Thursdays. You guys have really been on board with it too. I really appreciate that, and you guys actually were the ones that suggested that I use a Rebel Rouge Labs palette. I'm going in with that little pinched or detail brush. I'm going to pick up a little bit, and I'm not aiming for perfection here. I'm not aiming for like a cut crease or anything like that. But this just enables me, because it's kind of hard for our fingers to get in here and get a, you know, precise line. So I'm going to use that just to give it a little bit more detail, make it a little bit more crisp. And then I'm going to go back into the smaller brush, back into Menace. And all I'm going to do is pack a little bit more on the outer corner here. But I like the notion of, hopefully this happens, I don't know yet, but I like the idea of and the notion of just living a kind of more off the grid, more simple lifestyle. And then we're also people that, again, I don't know if it's because we're getting older, because our son's not here, I'm not sure. You guys can chime in, like I said. But I want to just have a bigger piece of property where, you know, I can do karaoke, I can sing as loud as I want to sing, we can do bonfires, we can ride our four-wheeler and stuff like that. Right now, we literally can't do any of that. You know, when you have neighbors that are kind of all up on you, so to speak, or, you know, very, very close in a neighborhood, it's just for us at this time in our lives, it's not conducive to our lifestyle. And with this particular property, we may have, you know, the chance to even have a range out there, and there's fishing ponds and stuff like that. So it's literally kind of like my dream scenario in regard to just, again, living a nice, quiet, simple lifestyle. I'm excited about it. Of course, I'm nervous about it. Like, I'm used to, you know, Instacarting my groceries. You guys know I have anxiety, so I really don't go too many places. But, you know, there's like gonna be no food delivery. There's gonna be no Instacarts and things like that. So I definitely am looking for advice on that kind of stuff, but we want to save money. We want to really downsize on everything and focus on the things that we already have, but more so focus on life, focus on one another, focus on a simpler version of life, if you will. So I'm excited about it, a little nervous. I have, you know, a little bit of apprehension to it, but I'm excited nonetheless. That is it. Literally, that is the look. I'm going to pop on some mascara. I'm using the Fenty Beauty Hella Thick Mascara. I'm going to curl my lashes too, and I'll come back and say goodbye. Alright beauties, that is our finished look. Again, very, very easy. This is really one of my favorite types of looks to do, as far as I know that I can take two kind of corresponding shadows, a matte and then a shimmer, And literally, it's a look, y'all. You can correspond to what you're wearing. You can do it for more summertime, more wintertime, whatever the case may be. But thank you guys so much for suggesting Rebel Rouge Labs. What would you like to see for our next Throwback Thursday? I love you, beauties. Stay happy, healthy, and safe. And of course, be your own best beautiful. Bye, beauties.